Oh my god! There it is. Wow, looks so cool. I never want the magic performances to end. If only the pigeons, balloons, and all manner of strange objects could fly out of my hat without ever stopping, that would be perfect. That would be a performance of magical power, not of magic tricks. Lynette takes a sip of tea. Though if you really want, I could continuously create pigeons and balloon for you. It's not like it's hard. Oh yeah. Oh, the terrestrial sea, origin of all waters. A story that has never been heard, a legend that has been forgotten, like a lost kingdom sunken beneath the waves, yearning for a bard to sing its drowned songs. Fenty? Following the direction of pure currents, crossing wilderness, the depths of the forests and vastness of the sea of sand, arriving at the origin of all the waters of the continent. At the top of the waterfall, in the depths of the capital atop the terrestrial sea, the curtain softly rises on the start of the adventure's next chapter. Ooh, so this is where all the water into that comes from? Primordial waters. Sus. Sus. Timepieces accompany the tranquil passing of the years, as fish accompany the swirling of the clear waters of the font. If all that is must one day wither, why are my thoughts as clear as ever?
Good old caravan rebat. Now let Paimon think. What were we up to the first time we came here?
You will be.
Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Just bringing up old trauma. Good memory, Paimon.
So much time has already passed since then. And it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right?
It looked like this before.
Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time. And then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Yes, but as long as we're around.
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it. Who knows what will happen next? Come
Strange
to think
that.
of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
It's protagonist syndrome. I was just thinking that you might be the problem, Paimon.
Huh? Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool.
I was gonna say we literally fished you up.
You fished Paimon out.
We saved your life, motherfucker.
Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Next up, Fontaine.
Ah, look who it is. Running into you in a place like this? I can see you two still love wandering around.
Oh, it's Dia!
Yep, that it is.
Just wandering around. We're usually taking care of some serious business.
Or jumping on mushrooms.
Even though it may have nothing to do with our dreams. But never mind that. What brings you here?
Self-aware.
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back. That's when I saw you two all the way over there, chatting away. What were you two talking about anyway?
We're preparing to leave Sumeru and head to Fontaine.
Huh? You serious? Can't say I saw that coming. But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long in one place.
Oh, okay.
Bumping into you like this will become a rarity. I'm starting to feel sad just thinking about it.
Aww.
Hey, how about
He's
I
gonna
gather a
miss
few
us.
mercs to escort you two? What do you say?
Thanks, but no need. Oh, Paimon had no clue you'd miss us so much. But don't worry, we'll come back to see everyone when we get a chance.
Hi, Amanda.
Sounds good. All you need to do to get to Fontaine is cross this stretch of desert and navigate some waterways. Knowing you two, I'm sure it won't be anything you can't handle. So, when are you leaving?
We'll leave as soon as we've finished a few more preparations.
Oh, wait a sec. Paimon just remembered there are still a few dishes in Sumeru that Paimon hasn't tried yet. Now, where's that list Paimon made?
Sussy.
I see. Guess you won't be needing a going away party or anything. It's sad enough to see you go like this.
Oh dear.
Though, now that I think about it, Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way, should we go say bye to Nahida?
She'll know from our dreams anyway.
Oh, good point. Then there's no need to bother her in the real world.
Then, I guess this is goodbye for now, Traveler in Paimon. Whether as a client or a friend, you're always welcome to come find me.
Why am I in my feels right now? I don't want to leave you, dear. Take care.
Goodbye, Dia. Bye-bye, Sumeru.
After settling matters in Sumeru, you approach the border with Fontaine. Bet, Amanda. Nice. It looks cool. I don't understand why they put us here. But then they have this, which is clearly a route from Sumeru to Fontaine. You know what? This feels like Bellabog in Star Rail. Like, everything's bigger. Everything looks cleaner. When I first got to Bellabog, and was able to walk around in Star Rail, I was a little bit high at the time. I was like almost emotional with how incredible it was to be in that world, because everything was so much huger than I was used to. And
most humans
it felt like a real world, like
lives chronicled in but a few short
okay, Miko.
lines. Their stories really make for terribly dull reading.
It felt like a real world. There was like NPCs interacting, like playing guitar and stuff like that. It felt so much more realistic than what I'd experienced in Genshin up until that point. And like this has the same kind of feel. Oh.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it. Oh, this must be Fontaine's port. Wow, everything looks so advanced in Fontaine. Paimon's heard that the industry here is extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual machines.
It's even more impressive than I expected.
Just seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we found something to do.
I mean, are we here to see the Hydro Archon? Let's start by meeting the Hydro Archon.
Good idea! Nahida gave us loads of useful information. Seeking out the Seven is probably still our best source for information at this point.
Our journey is to find my sibling.
Yeah, the more we can learn, the better. So, what do you think the Hydro Archon's like? Will we get along? Nahida said that she has a very unique personality, whatever that means. To learn about a nation's god, start with the nation's people. There seems to be some locals talking over there. Let's go see if we can join the party.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy how things ended for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Yeah, I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight on a little longer for his family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but it's a pity that it never happened. Still, his story is quite the tearjerker.
The Melusines in the back.
Excuse me. Can I help you two? I couldn't help but notice you standing here listening.
Yeah, you're being rude.
Hi. We're travelers new to Fontaine, and we had something we wanted to ask, but you seemed to be really busy talking about some kind of play, so we didn't want to interrupt.
Play? Oh, no. We're talking about something that really happened. In fact, it's a case that was just heard a few days ago.
Really? Like, a real trial? But the way you were talking about it and the words you used just now made it sound like some kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they? And what you see in reality may also be someone deliberately putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true or not simply isn't that important. The main thing is whether the story being acted out on the stage is splendid enough. Oh, but it looks like you're not from around here.
Yeah, we just
You
said we're
probably
travelers.
don't know that the Fontaine Court of Justice is called the Opera Epiclese, or more commonly known as just the Opera House.
So they see trials as a sort of opera.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
You got Linny's magic show in the background.
No worries.
Oh, yeah.
Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases. And as for your worries about whether the cases are treated with due reverence, we have the absolutely just and honorable Chief Justice Neuvillette, as well as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal, a machine created by the Archon. Between the machine and the Chief Justice, false charges and injustice are a thing of the past now.
They're pronouncing Neuvillette wrong. You don't pronounce the L. A judgment device created by the Archon.
Oratrice? Is it some kind of machine too? Oh, Paimon's curious. We should check it out if we get the chance. Wait, Paimon almost forgot to ask you our question. Do you know what we should do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Oh, that's easy. Just go to the Opera House. Lady Farina practically lives there. You could definitely say it's her biggest passion.
I think what they mean is that they wish to speak with the Archon personally. In that case, I'm afraid it's going to be a tad more difficult. You'll have to make an appointment well in advance, and it'll depend on whether or not she has any time slots available.
Make an appointment?
Huh. Is the Hydro Archon super busy taking care of official stuff? Wait, didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No. Lady Farina seldom takes an interest with the nation's affairs. The reason it's difficult to make an appointment is simply because she's incredibly popular.
That's right. After all, she is the Archon. Though she may tend to get a little dramatic from time to time, people can't get enough of her.
Huh.
Celebrity.
First time Paimon's ever heard of an Archon being described that way before.
Yeah, it's very different.
Wait! Paimon gets now! The Hydro Archon is kinda like a big celebrity here, right?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Perhaps you could even say our mascot.
Hang on. This is still Fontaine's Archon you're talking about. You should show some more respect.
Yes, you're right. I guess I should at least try to be a little more respectful in front of visitors. Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face to face with Monsieur Neuvillette.
Neuvillette.
Come on. Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but nobody's going to be arrested for saying something disrespectful about the Hydro Archon.
Seems like the people of Fontaine really like the Hydro Archon, but they don't appear to revere her.
Alright, I think we get it. Thank you! At least we now know that we can find the Hydro Archon at the Opera House. But who knows how long making an appointment will take? Guess we could have a look around the city in the meantime. Hey! What are you looking over there for?
There's a girl over there.
Huh.
Oh,
Maybe
it's Lynette.
something's the matter. She isn't going to jump into the water, is she? Maybe we better go check on her.
Prelude of Blancheur and Noirceur. I hope she likes the present that I picked out ever so carefully. A present? That's right, I've chosen something special from Fontaine to give to my lady love. Curious, I'd hope? All the other sailors hurried off to the court of Fontaine the moment we came ashore. Only I came back here. This Melusine is just vibing. Sailing is hard work, yeah, but I truly look forward to setting sail once more to see my lady love in Natlan. Natlan lore? When it comes to passions, I am nothing if not a serious man. If all goes well, I would even be willing to change lines of work and stay with her. But there are quite a few tribes where she lives, and different tribes come with different rules. Will I be able to integrate smoothly? Hello there. The wind and the waves are both placid today. That makes for less stories, but at least people will sail in safety. Stories? The harbour is not a place where waters and ships cross paths, but also one where stories gather. Many tourists, merchants, and even lovers of books come from the land of deserts and rainforests to come here. Many people love chatting with me because that would be the first time they've ever met a Melusine. Thanks to everyone, I've also had lots of stories from beyond these waters. It's great working here. Do you say anything else? Tell me about the sea. Observing the sea is my job, and I love it. While I'm around, you've nothing to fear from storms or showers. I'll warn everyone ahead of time. Alright, I didn't say so earlier, but I'm a Melusine. According to Monsieur Neuvillette, we have a deep connection to the ocean. And even among us, I'm one of the best at sensing the ocean's movements. That's why I've been assigned to work here. I just need to report on said movements, and I don't have to wander out into deep seas, so it's a pretty comfy job. Deep sea. To be honest, I'm not sure if my understanding of the sea's depth is the same as that which human beings sense. All I know is, diving is difficult for most human beings, and requires a heavy set of clothing and a lot of training. Do you know how to dive? It's okay if you don't. I brought these from the sea, and I want to share them with you. Wait, Amogus what?
Hello there. Excuse me. Are you alright?
Huh? Ah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh.
Okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself.
Oh, she did?
I was
Okay.
just reminiscing about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there. See?
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you saying that you and your brother lived in the water?
Maybe they're mermaids?
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing our memories. It won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Hi.
Oh, and you are?
Hi, Blade.
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern.
He's like, fuck off.
Allow me to introduce
That's not
myself.
depression.
I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine. We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really get what she was saying.
Hell yeah, Amanda.
I see. It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all. I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
Yeah, Hoyo, what the fuck? Because you always steal all my lines.
So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were right, Paimon. We are quite similar.
So, what did Lynette mean just now when she said that the water is engulfing your memories? And that it won't be long before it engulfs you too?
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's happening in Fontaine now.
Oh, what's happening in Fontaine?
Where to begin? Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier not count?
Hello, traveler.
Hello, Winnie.
And hello, Paimon.
Hey! Why didn't Paimon get a handshake? You're not poking fun at Paimon, are you?
Please, don't take offense. Just consider it a sort of
Sus.
etiquette we have here in Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might prove useful.
Oh, alright then.
It's weird.
Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the way, we were just getting ready to go to the Opera House to meet the Hydro Archon. Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at all. In fact, I was planning to go to the Opera House later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please, follow me.
He doesn't trust us. And, like, fair enough. He does seem kind of sus. I think he'll end up being a very good ally for us, but I think he doesn't trust us right now, which I think is very fair and valid. Because we are asking a lot of big questions.
You said you were going to see Lady Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Hello? Oh. Hello. And Brat.
Huh. So, she's the Hydro Archon? But how did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor, those with cup in hand and those with nothing at all, raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then just raise your hand in lieu.
She starts
As you
wrecking
can all
her.
see, two unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation. Come, let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and her companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
She's so sussy.
Is she talking about us?
How did she know? Nobody here seems to be holding a glass. I didn't notice her eyes, but you didn't notice? Yeah, she just had to
Long
record me.
heard of the turmoil and chaos you've left in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you nevertheless. No, I have come to receive you personally.
Oh, because we're famous
Here is
in Fontaine. I
for
forgot.
Insignificant cowards. I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured, I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Focalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance of your trip. Now, you may rejoice in this.
I kind of love her. Well, finding the Archon was easy enough.
Yeah. Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes.
Well, Fontaine's done. Time to go to Datland.
The Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top? Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see.
How can we hear each
As
other?
Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything
that
about
guy
you.
told her.
Whoa. Talk about sounding high and mighty.
Bet the Pirate Archon will be the first character we meet. Yep, done and done. Time for Snezhnaya. Feels like she can't get over herself.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough? What else should I say then?
I'm obsessed with her eyelashes. Like, that is some fucking... Those are some drag lashes right there. Sarita will show up before we even get Snezhnaya, yeah.
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise!
You only just noticed?
Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Because our exploits have been reported
what's
in the
all
Steambird,
commotion?
the newspaper.
Is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see her. Oh, I bet this is going to be the duel of the century.
A duel?
Ooh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Fighting gods? I've got a resume! Literally, every time someone sasses us in this game, I'm always like, we've literally fought a god.
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
Oh, she expects us to be...
What are you trying to do,
scared.
traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
She said duel.
Stand down, Clorend. I admire her bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. She is obviously a true warrior.
What is happening?
Unfortunately, people nowadays only
Fine.
crave to
Yeah.
be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to
Araneus.
defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see,
Doesn't seem like a correct pronunciation.
then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
Whoa.
She's too scared to fight
Right.
us.
Now that'll be worth seeing.
Right. This is Fontaine, after all. With such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, how exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
We literally just arrived here.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial. It's obvious, isn't it?
Obvious?
According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during the first 3 days of each month. You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
Oh, that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she does.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object? You mean Paimon?
Precisely! Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
I mean, I could see that coming.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun, but if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the
What
responsibility
is
of
happening?
saving the show.
This is so strange.
So, with such an audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Flying pest, not a flying object. She's flying emergency food. What?
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did you do that?
Ah, when Linny patted you on the back. What? Did he somehow know what was gonna happen? What? It's a leash, yeah.
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh. I'm not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold water.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of
Someone's getting
unexpected
arrested.
twist that I enjoy. With you here, today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
You think you're not gonna like her much? I like her.
Consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands.
Seems
I
like
look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
it seems like she wants to be the god of gods. Oh, it's just funny to me because she's clearly insane. I like an insane bitch. I like a bitch that's like just teetering on the edge of just going completely unhinged.
And just like that, she's gone. Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's ever seen. We never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
Did you know that was going to happen?
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in
Jeez.
case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
Yeah.
She can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Confusing is a good way to put it.
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
Sure.
My brother's always excited to make new friends.
Oh, sure. We don't really have anything to do now, and we wanted to go to the Opera House anyway.
I would be delighted.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Is there any way I can help?
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer. This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Okay.
Huh? What are they going to use it for?
About that... You asked me before about the prophecy, right?
I like his eyes. They're
Let
very
me start by
detailed.
telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with sin. No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved.
This feels very
Until one day,
Christianity.
the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty gloomy. Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
They be fucking.
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
Speaking facts.
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started rising.
But now the water is engulfing our memories.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Yes, bitch empty.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is more than a bit of rain.
Then is there no way to prevent the disaster?
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Why do I not fully trust what he said about these magic pockets? Like water disappearing into water.
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about. My apologies for not recognizing you earlier. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Thanks. Please, Also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
What's this? Ah, so you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
What? You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in
He
the
looks like a
ocean.
13-year-old who's
They were
put on a
one with the
disguise.
ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land.
Isn't that just evolution?
So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
But we can't survive
We hadn't
underwater,
heard that one
bestie.
before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
What? My guy?
What do you think? Pretty interesting story, huh?
Yeah. You're weird, mate.
But where would I move to? Snezhnaya? Liyue?
Huh? I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not. I really can't imagine what it would be like if things changed.
Oh? You
Very
already
cool,
handed
seems
out
nice.
all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some, interesting opinions.
No kidding.
Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontaine. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help. Many hands make light work.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some Romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
Ooh, pretty.
It seems we have to use Hydro to collect Romaritime flowers.
Fibery? Maritime flowers? Or fibery? Unclear.
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here.
How did he do it if he
Maybe
needed
next time
Hydro?
you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the Court of Fontaine.
So, we're going to the Court of Fontaine before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
They just walked
Wait,
up.
shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief.
Oh?
Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing.
I already have
Watch her
ADHD, so
movements carefully.
you don't have to do all of that. How did motherfucker not notice?
Oh, he's right!
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to catch her, but it seems she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up. You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Understood.
All right, let's go.
Oh, let's go. Ooh, nice. Oh. Did light just start flooding from that statue of sevens just now? That's so weird. Did anything like this ever happen before? A rush of water? It certainly is the nation of the Hydro Archon. Even the statues of the seven are water fountains. Yeah, right! That light wasn't normal at all. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, sorry. Harley, you didn't feel uncomfortable at all? Huh? Water. The water is speaking to me. Like Paimon's gonna believe you. If you can crack jokes like that, you must be fine. Though, after it lit up like that, the air does feel a lot more humid. Maybe it's because of all that hydro energy that was released? Paimon heard that in Fontaine, if you can use elemental energy properly, you can even swim underwater. Maybe you can even find sunken treasure. Paimon will leave diving for treasure to you. Paimon will stand on the shore and wait for you. You could try doing something for once, Paimon. But being in the water is scary. What if Paimon accidentally gets swept in a current and gets all turned around and dizzy, and then she won't be able to fly away no matter what? Just like before Paimon met you back in Mondstadt. Now I'll fish you out again. Really? Then maybe Paimon can try going underwater with you. You better not go back on your word. Aww. Fontaine's Blessing. Again, mysterious power that flows out from a statue to imbue you with the blessing of the transoceanic source water. Your progress will remain unhindered so long as you are moving through the lakes of Fontaine. Under the protection of the transoceanic source water, what you expend while moving underwater is not stamina, but aquatic stamina. As such, when your aquatic stamina is expended, you will not drown. Nice. Resonate with Hydro.
Water jet!
So true. Water jet! Will I ever be able to sail to the world's end? About your next route? My first mate and I haven't really made any plans just yet, but I do hope that we'll make it a little further. Each time I return to land and look back upon the route that we just took in this manner, I can't help but sigh. Even the longest of sea routes is still all too short when seen from on high. Perhaps one cannot traverse every river and every ocean in a single lifetime, but since I've chosen this path, you never know what you'll encounter unless you try, right? Like the constant adventures. Yes, my friend, precisely. Navigating to the end of the world is my goal, and the process of achieving it is just as important. Though I am not an adventurer, my adventuring experiences are just as thrilling as theirs. Fair. Could you tell me about the prophecy? Although there have been instances of rising water levels in our history, I'm inclined to focus on my current life and what I'll do before the prophecy comes to pass. I mean, everyone must return to their home and set their feet on solid ground one day, after having departed on countless voyages. As for distant dangers like prophecies, I think it's best left to long-lived beings such as deities.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Get ready to stop her.
Oh no! Did she notice us? She started running the other direction!
Paimon, you're loud as fuck.
What should we do? Should we chase her?
Our job is to block this path.
You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away.
You wait, but there's no sign of the thief.
Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief.
Let's go find Linny.
Yeah, let's go.
Adventurer self-proclaimed. These photos are all pretty good. I guess I'll ask the editors to take their pick. Are you a photographer? I'm afraid not. I'm good at photography, yes, but I prefer the title adventurer. I take my cat on various adventures and take many photos that tell a story. I mean, who says pictures can't tell stories? This does not seem like an adventuring outfit, Miss Ma'am. Some of these get published in the newspapers, and some get used as illustrations for books. Each one of my pictures will definitely contain my cat. Makes them easy to identify, you know? Machines make work easier, but there's something rather boring about them. Want to chat? Sure, but where should we start? I was just thinking that I should meet up with a friend at the opera house on my off day. We can watch an opera or a trial. Either is fine with me. I've been on duty at the harbour lately, and I've been inspecting machines on the regular, day in and day out. Nothing special. But thinking about it a different way, boring work might be meaningless, but at least it's safe. If I was still dispatched to the Fontaine Research Institute for further studies in mechanical knowledge, I might no longer have legs to touch land, you know? What if I want to take a boat to the court of Fontaine? Ah, you speak of the aquabuses that travel along Fontaine's waterways, yeah? Eh? Can't speak. This is the starting point of the Clementine line, which heads from Maritime Harbour to the court of Fontaine. If you want to take one of those boats to the court, just take a seat on that long bench, and one will arrive shortly. The Melusine tour guide on board will introduce you to some assorted trivia, so stay tuned. Let me grab the... Hello there, dear passenger. Is there anything I can do for you? You're pretty. So... You are... I'll introduce myself officially once we're underway, but guess there's no harm doing it now. I'm... Eval. And I'm in charge of introducing the Clementine line. Are you curious about us Melusines, dear passenger? I get it. They say that there aren't any Melusines anywhere else in Teyvat, after all. Speaking of which, the secret we Melusines keep is... Well, I don't know either. I've just heard that we're a very young race. We've only been around for something over 400 years. It was Monsieur Neuvillette who brought us from the cavern of Elinard to the court of Fontaine to live with everyone else. That's why I'm here, in this smart uniform, giving this explanation. So, about the ship. This is an aquabus, the most advanced transportation device in Fontaine. Probably. I've heard that some people are working on a boat that can fly in the sky. That sounds awesome, right? If boats really could do that. Wait, that's bad. That would cause seasick? Airsick? Either way, passengers who get sick will be in great danger. Papa, wait! That's a new model of Papa! New model! This bulletin board has been specially set up by the Harbour Master of Maritime Harbour to publicise all important matters in and around the harbour. Any questions may also be posted here. New goodbye drop! So true. Continue reading. Suspicious individuals have been approaching passers-by outside the city seeking help testing medicines. Maritime Station would like to remind you, for your health and safety, do not use any potions crafted by non-professional potioneers. If you feel unwell after taking any potion, please find a licensed physician for a consultation immediately. Thanks to the kindness and efforts of Zadra, I have eliminated all possible dangers on my journey. This trip to the Fontaine Research Institute will certainly be completed without incident or delay. Friendly reminder, a massive explosion of unknown origin occurred at the Fontaine Research Institute several days ago. The Fontaine Research Institute has ceased operations for all intents and purposes. For safety reasons, unauthorized individuals are barred from entering the former grounds of the Fontaine Research Institute. We apologize for any inconvenience. The words are completely illegible. It appears they were written by someone in a fit of extreme emotional agitation. I, the immortal researcher Samil, leave this behind as I pass through Maritime Harbour. I hope this academic exchange with the Fontaine Research Institute will proceed smoothly. I hope this trip will bring me inspiration for my paper. I wish myself a successful journey. Letter of apology. Sorry, I should not have touched any Melusines without permission, nor should I have observed them, recorded them, or tried to feed them, etc. These actions were offensive. Oh my god. I'm now deeply aware that my actions were wrong and criminal, and thus I apologize publicly here and accept my punishment of being expelled from Fontaine. Please learn from my mistakes. Special reminder, attention travelers, Melusines are citizens of Fontaine and part of our nation, and not pets or monsters. Please respect the individual rights of Melusines and the customs of their race. Attention visitors, any inappropriate or unauthorized behavior may result in misunderstandings and can carry severe consequences, including loss of reputation, financial loss, and potentially other serious repercussions. Oh my god. Attention all visitors, any and all dueling within Fontaine requires an application and registration with the appropriate authorities. Private duels without approval are strictly prohibited. Any and all losses and damages resulting from unauthorized private duels will be borne by the participants. Arrests may be made by the Maison Gardiennage are not considered duels or dueling behavior. If you wish to uphold your honor, you may apply for a duel during the trial process. Refrain from any last-ditch resistance if you wish to avoid meaningless losses. A bag containing a large sum of mora was found on the aquabus and has already been handed in to the Maison Gardiennage. I lost a phonograph near the lift yesterday. I will be most grateful for its return. No, all recordings within the phonograph are not related to me in any way, nor do I agree with or condone the contents. Porn? Welcome to the aquabus. This station is the terminal station on the Clementine line, Romaritime Harbour. Passengers destined for Romaritime Harbour should disembark at this station. Due to force majeure, operations on the Calais line are suspended indefinitely. We sincerely apologise for any inconvenience this may cause. We would like to remind all visitors to follow this prescribed route and take the lift when travelling. Romaritime Harbour is not responsible for any injury, losses, or damage caused by using a wing glider or any other dangerous means of transportation. The waters of Fontaine are vast, and the currents can be treacherous. For your safety and to save time, please contact a professional licensed diver for all your underwater activities. That's absolutely right. If you're looking for professional divers, look no further than the Crystal Conch Dive Services. Prices starting at 30,000 mora per minute? 30,000 a minute? Even Femine doesn't charge that much, and he's the best. What kind of scam are you running? Posting advertisements below official announcements is forbidden. In addition, we would like to remind visitors to carefully judge the authenticity of services prior to purchase. Simply the best business travel agency in Romaritime Harbour, bringing you relaxation and peace of mind. Our services include the provision of clockwork security mecha and humidity-controlled warehouses. We give you peace of mind and guarantee your satisfaction. The Maison Gardiennage would like to remind you that Romaritime Harbour is near the desert, and large numbers of illegal individuals calling themselves eremites have been active nearby. Not the fucking racism, illegal immigrant thing. Merchants passing through should remain vigilant. If you see something, say something. Wait! That's... If you see something, say something is a line that they use on all the trains and tubes here. Like one of the automated lines. Contact the Maison Gardiennage to deal with any suspicious persons. I'm obsessed with this. Attention all guests. For safety reasons, we would like to remind you not to stick your head, hands, or other body parts and personal items outside the aquabus at any time while the aquabus is in operation. The aquabus operator bears no responsibility whatsoever for any injury or loss incurred as a result of such accidents. In addition, the aquabus may only accept passenger travel. Please contact suppliers of cargo transport services to transport commercial goods at your own expense. For more information about the aquabus services, please contact Navbed Rayner. There's still more on this fucking bulletin board? Farewell, sparrows chirping under the old moon. Greetings, flowers blooming in a new land. Though I haven't got the foggiest notion what this says, it looks interesting. Can someone explain it to me? How can you not understand something that simple? She obviously just said her goodbyes to someone named Sparrows Chirping Under the Old Moon, and then unexpectedly met someone named Flowers Blooming in a New Land. Oh, I get it now, but why are their names so weird? People from Lear all have strange names like that. If you get out more and go see the world, you'll understand. I want to buy a gift from my girlfriend. She's not from Fontaine. Should I get her a clockwork transformer toy, or maybe a magical box of tricks? Why not buy something like perfume, or watches, or anything like that? Those only have a single function. They're so boring. Check out this clockwork toy. It can turn into an aquabus. Totally rad! Unless it can turn into a shield to protect you, I recommend you buy some perfume instead. The Fontaine Fishing Association is looking for master line breakers to engage in the great business of line breaking together. Please contact us for details. What in the blazes is line breaking? Why haven't I heard of it? The art of line breaking, as it were, is to put your honor and your life on the line in an epic duel. It requires us to push ourselves to our limits, maximizing our potential as we face the ultimate challenge. Only through this art can we claim victory over the craven weakling cowering within ourselves, as well as the fish beneath the waves, and place honor, joy, and the fish themselves into our bag. Isn't that just fishing? Bounty. First and last names both unknown. What? Male Fontainian. One leg is a prosthetic replacement. Known alias. Mr. Soreleg? Has conducted illegal performances at a maritime station, resulting in a disruption of the public order. Rewards are available for information leading to the capture of this individual. If you have any related information, please contact the Maison Gardiennage. Holy fuck! There are so many messages on that board! I've never seen anything like it in this game before. It will take only 1 hour to walk around this place. The time left can be used to... Hey, are you? Oh, hey there. I'm planning my itinerary. Before I arrived in Fontaine, I did have a plan ready, but I just met with a nice person named Cherrier, and it seems that I'll now have to make some adjustments. You see, there's an art to even setting up a tour itinerary. It must be fresh and innovative, but it also needs to be rigorously managed. And you need to adapt to the situation on the ground. Now that I think about it, even filling out a form has gained an element of fun. Busty?
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all. Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction she went, but Lenny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Aww.
Did you get hurt, Lenny?
Well, yeah, he twisted his ankle.
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right. Sorry, Lynette. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Lenny's initiative paid off!
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the court of Fontaine now.
I don't fully understand what the point was of that whole detour. Like, usually things like that, they have some significance in terms of like character development and stuff. Beyond like his twisted, like maybe his twisted ankle will come into something. I don't know. Oh, bye, Paimon.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around! People in Fontaine really know how to use water!
You'd hope.
This is an aquabus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
Have you tried
So you mean
teleport
it's still
waypoints?
boring, even when I'm riding with you.
No, that's not what I meant. It's just that, Well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Damn.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
Hi, Lara. You're the hottie in chat. There's Charlotte.
Huh?
What? Traveler! Paimon!
Charlotte!
It's Charlotte. Yeah, we've established that.
Oh, I never guessed I'd bump into you all riding the Aquabus. In the story of my life, this is big news. What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us a visit.
Yeah.
Damn, you're
it's
shit at your
quite a
job.
coincidence, but as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming.
Well, Fiorina did.
Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh, let Paimon introduce you to our new friends.
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
It's an honor to meet you.
Now that everyone knows each other,
These
Fontaine
graphics, I know,
suddenly
right?
doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place. So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships.
Damn.
Or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
This game is pretty.
Ah, you're right.
Oh.
Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents.
I didn't click
just
any
remembered.
option.
I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
I didn't click any option there. It just automatically selected an option for me. What the fuck?
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
That's right! These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
Imagine,
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago.
imagine if you paused this to like go do something else and then it carried on playing.
And ever since,
You
after a
missed it.
period of time, another girl disappears.
Enjoy your luck,
What
Tony.
the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this
I
case,
didn't
but
notice.
shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen.
Then there must be more than one criminal at work.
Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to suddenly disappear. I'd pay any price to get her back, and then find a way to track down the culprit.
Please don't imagine that, Linny.
You continue talking in the aquabus, and before you know it, you're arriving at your destination.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Pretty. Fishies. Okay, sounds good, Laura. Birdies. Ooh. The music.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
Ah, I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Okay, Paimon hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me at the Steambird when you have time.
Bye.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first? Besides, I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Flying us to his house now? Oh, whoa. Wow, pretty. Ooh. Ooh. Hello there. Do tell. What can I do for you? Tell me about the court of Fontaine. Is this your first time here? If it is, let me recommend some hotspots to you. If you're interested in the news and want to know more about Fontaine, I recommend you head in the direction of the Steambird. If you wish, you can purchase a copy of the Steambird along the way, and if you're lucky, you might even stumble upon the scene of a journalist conducting an interview. If you're interested in the latest fashion, you can check out Damovie Purveyor in Quartier Narbonne. Perfume and clothing stores that push the times and tides here in Fontaine can be found there too. Many tourists fresh off the boat make Narbonne their first stop, in fact. Tell me about the aquabuses. The Calais line heads northward towards the... I think that's meant to be like a play on Calais. The Calais line heads northward toward the Fontaine Research Institute. The Navia line heads to Erigny. I don't remember how to pronounce that. In the east, and the Clementine line, the Maritime Harbour in the south. The Melusine tour guides on board will introduce you to the unique sights of our land, so stay tuned. Premiere. Hello there, is there anything wrong with the waterway? Not yet, as far as I know. Yet, you say. Ominous, but I suppose no news is good news. You know what we maintenance staff fear the most? Cracks that we can't see. It is like sand concealed amidst flour. One little error can ruin a whole loaf of bread. Ah yes, there's another problem, which is people who take tools willy-nilly. There was once when I simply left my crowbar at my side for a moment, and some passerby just took it. Fortunately, he returned it after giving someone a bit of a thwacking or something, or I wouldn't have been able to work that day. What the fuck? So the important thing here is work? For me it is, yes. I remember that the person who got tripped up was a thief, right? Serves him right. There was a journalist who came over for an interview, but I chased him away. I mean, what do I know about public security? It's not something for me to consider. And wouldn't you know it? Isn't there a Melusine in plain clothes looking this way? Oh, damn. Plainclothes officer? Daddy, they say in Springvale that Fontaine's the homeland of the water fairies, right? Yes, that's right. In that case, we'll definitely see them here, won't we? We will, of course we will, and Daddy will help you find them. But I asked some of the locals, and they say the ocean is very shy, and that we need to work hard to see them with our own eyes. You're a good, patient lad, aren't you, Deetha? You'll wait for Daddy to find them, right? Sure, of course. That's kind of how my dad used to talk to me. The morning crowd's larger than the afternoon one. What sort of crowd? The sort that wear hats. Different humans exhibit different behaviors. Some wear hats, and others don't. Same for drinking coffee or being in a hurry. I love categorizing them and summarizing the various patterns they follow. For example, more people wear hats in the morning than in the afternoon. Do you know why that is? From my observations, it seems that people are properly dressed when they head out in the morning. But in the afternoon, after a day at work, they stop sweating the small details. They loosen their tires, take off their hats, and run out to the platforms happily. You're very meticulous. Thank you. It seems to be a quality I possess. Ah, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Remia from the Chaussee Phantom. I'm on vacation right now, but I can go back into work mode at any time if some emergency calls for it. The Gardamex are like huge clockwork toys. I wonder if I could open one up and have a look. Like clockwork toys, do we? Yes, my father's a great scientist at the Fontaine Research Institute, and he brings me lots of fun toys. I love opening them up from the inside out and putting them back together bit by bit. Well, that later bit doesn't work out sometimes, but other times I can pull it off without a hitch. I don't think you can. You're not gonna make up some story to scare me off, are you? Oh, you can't touch this, or the guards will catch you. Adults are so boring. That blonde guy I met at Les Shots is way cooler. He doesn't say much, but he lets me open his clockwork penguins up. Oh, that's Fremine. That penguin was super cute, and its internals are really interesting as well. I think he made it himself, actually. Oh, I'm so envious of him. Look at this fucking kid. Fully like Victorian paperboy core. Moving dramas, tumultuous trials, the Steambird has it all, today and every day. And what's the news? Interested? Well then, buy the paper. Of course, if you're too lazy to read, you can also look for Sir Arthur. It will tell you about the latest news. But if you're looking for news that isn't reported in the papers, you'll have some trouble finding it. And what sort of news, for example? For example, well, to be honest, I don't know what you'd like to know. Could I ask where you're from and what your vocation might be? That way, I might be able to pinpoint the information you're looking for. Something feels wrong. Something wrong? I doubt it. Only when you let me know what you know can I know what you want to know that you don't know. And who's Sir Arthur? Ah, and there's something you don't know. However, I can give you this information for free. You can consider it a freebie for a new customer. Sir Arthur is the eponymous Steambird in the Steambird. This gentle bird isn't alive, but he can speak just fine. Interesting. It might be time to check the durability of the bearings. Look at the papa. Who are you? I'm a patrolling guards member. More precisely, I accompany the Gardamek on patrol. Tell me about the Gardamex. They're machines, but they're an indispensable part of the guards. We rely upon them for the maintenance of public safety, day in and day out. As for me, you can consider me more of an engineer in charge of their maintenance. Sounds pretty easy. It's a lot easier if we don't need to deal with any danger directly. In turn, the maintenance and upkeep of Gardamex must be practiced every day. As long as I keep a Gardamek in good condition, it will be able to protect others. Simple, isn't it? That dog is a machine? Huh? Oh, no. I'm referring to that big machine over there in the distance. Not this little cutie. What machine? Of course, it's also of great assistance to us guards. Guard poodles can do a great many things. Neither man nor mech can replace them.
It's not about the money, it's about the principle!
No, that's not how this one goes. You usually tell the customer that a service is paid first, right? Telling me that only after you've taken the photos is just unreasonable. But taking photos comes at a cost too. The machines and the photos all cost more. That's just the way things are. That's not how that works. If you're rendering a service, you need to tell the customer if there's anything to note about it first. Take us at the Northland Bank, for example. When a client comes to us to have a service done, we will tell them, repeatedly at that your way of doing business doesn't work. Well, this isn't the Northland Bank, and I mean, everyone else paid me. That they are willing to put up with something unreasonable is their problem. Don't you have a court? We'll take this up there. You know what? Forget it. I won't take your Mora, but please return me those pictures. No, no, no. This is not a question of Mora. Good evening. Are you out here on a stroll as well? The night views are quite nice. Well, now, that's not something you see every day. A young person with the same taste as a retiree like myself. The young lads and lasses are all like this continuously moving statue in the middle of the plaza. They're full of energy, yet they often know not what they do anything for. Forgive my pessimism. It might be on account of my past as a champion duelist. Tell me about the champion duelists. It is a profession that exists to maintain dignity, yet lives alongside conflict. Suspects who do not believe that they should have to stand trial will request a duel to defend their reputation. Only concession or expiry can end a duel, and there are few who can defeat official champion duelists. So I doubt it would be hard for you to imagine what happens to such suspects. Damn. They did, bro. I might have bought one thing too many. Impulse purchases? Ugh, exactly. Seeing as this was my first overseas trip, I let down my guard and went on a buying spree. Never mind anything else. What would I do with several dozen bottles of perfume anyway? This motherfucker went to the duty free. I couldn't even give that many away fast enough. But I suppose I can just take it as if I bought a large batch of samples. I mean, I've still got a long vacation ahead of me. Maybe I could open up new markets by bringing these to other places. You have a sharp mind for business. Please, you're too kind. It's merely passable, and is nothing compared to Kalkagni's eloquence. Her speech is like the flowers that come with the perfume she sent me. It is quite appealing.
Every scent tells a story.
Ma'am? You may easily have time, but you will not easily obtain perfume made by Miss Emily. Perfume? Fragrance is no mere scent. It is a lifestyle. It is what we leave behind in living's wake. Do you think such aromas dissipate all too easily? I will not deny that. Oh my god. But why, then, do they find new life within our dreams? What? Tell me about Emily. She moves much like perfume herself. You cannot reach her, nor can she be stopped. She is not employed by the Confrérie of Capriere, nor does she work with any fixed brand. But still, she remains the most famous perfume designer in Fontaine. The elegant, fashionable ladies of Fontaine would even give a precious gem for her perfume. Too exaggerated for your ears? In that case, simply take it as if I added a "so I've heard" to that statement. Oh, okay. Do you need something, dear customer? Say the word, and I shall procure it through my connections. Anything you wish. Let me see your wares. Of course, of course. Worry not. Everything you might need can be found here. Fonta. Huh. Refreshing Fonta, a font of refreshment, a specialty drink created by the Fontaine Research Institute, is well received by locals. Do you know a lot of people? Indeed, and not merely people from Fontaine. No, I have many friends from abroad. I've been a travelling merchant since I was young, but as my journey wore on, I felt that spending my days peacefully at home suited me better. Oh. What connections have you got? Well now, if I did tell you, I'd have another competitor in this world now, wouldn't I? Anyway, I know a friend or two in almost any corner. But don't worry, every nook is safe, and none of them are the fortress of Meripede. A peaceful life is what I desire, not one afoul of the law. Damn. He's like, no illegal shit here. That's Dory's thing. The fuck? Oh. There was more in it. I was like, huh? Oh, what? Wait. I love that we finally have a female, like, forge person. Hello there, what can I help you with? I'd like to buy some weapons. Oh, what the fuck? Is this machine used to forge weapons? That's right. I'm very proud of this one, in fact. After all, a machine's not eminently suited to this energy-intensive work we call forging, being able to control strength and temperature precisely as they are. Even someone with the most ordinary of physical qualities like me can make exquisite, honed weaponry, just like those muscled smiths. Let's put a few more hours in today. Need a hand? Help? No, that wouldn't do. It should be me helping you. I was one of the Palais Mamonia's guards, you know, albeit retired now. She's got grey hair, but she looks young. And even so, I'm still hale and hearty. Why, if a thief were to run by me, I would catch them for sure. You alright? Of course I am. Not long ago, in fact, I helped solve a case. I'm not rusty yet, not by a long shot. What sort of case was that? Actually, I spotted a photographer doing business at the plaza some time back, and I went to have a picture taken. I walked about until dinner time, and when I was about to eat, I felt someone touch my wallet. Shame that the kid was too quick, though. I couldn't keep up. But just the next day, one of my juniors came up to me and told me that the wallet had been retrieved, and indeed, the photo taken of me had helped to crack a big case. It saddens me to say this, but I didn't really help much. If I had been fast enough to catch that fellow, then... Don't worry about me, though. My bones are still sturdy. I'll get him next time. Next time you get fucking robbed? Come on, we can still negotiate. Nope, this sum is final. Not one more or less. I know you're very good, but this is 50% higher than the cost of hiring a regular duelist to be your champion, and then some. This is what they call the kinship fee. What? What kinship? And what's that got to do with the price? I've investigated, you know. The person you intend to have me duel is a cousin of yours. Ooh. Familial disputes are very tricky. If you can't afford me, then I'll... Alright. Wait a moment. Let me reconsider. Oh, I love this. They have everything in so close to each other. Oh, fuck yeah.
Exactly. But none of them believed me.
She's so pretty. I love her hair. Oh, sorry. Actually, I've mentioned this to the higher-ups, that this area doesn't need to be patrolled. I think that's reasonable. I mean, this is the safest block in the area, and the champion duelists have their office right over there. Exactly. I didn't expect them to say, only you can take up the grand task of patrolling this area. Seriously? Did they? Well, I've heard everyone say that you're a brilliant adventurer. Guess we're pretty similar in how people have pinned their hopes on us, huh? Want to go get a drink after work? You know, from one person with a similar fate to another? No, I'm afraid adventurers are never off work. Incredible.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild.
We meet again, Catherine. Hello there, the pleasure is mine. I am Catherine, the receptionist of the Adventurers Guild. My job is to provide the adventurers with quests and intelligence support. May my services be of help to you, and may your journey in Fontaine be a memorable one.
Ad Astra...
Are you also a clockwork puppet, Catherine? I wonder. Do I appear like a masterpiece of the Fontaine Research Institute to some? She didn't say no. A life without change, paired with unchanging coffee. That sounds a little boring. From the perspective of work, such trivial matters won't even make for good conversation. That much is true. I'm a gestionnaire at the Palais Mamonia. I guess you could call me an old colleague of Arrowette's. Arroway? Oh wait, it's probably Arroway. Arroway's opinions could be considered quite extreme in the office, but by cafe standards, they're quite ordinary. It must be said, though, that there can be no complaints about his coffee-making skills. Quitting his old job to run this place has been one of the best decisions of his life. It sounds quite relaxing. Indeed, the aroma of the coffee available here is wonderful. I can only hope that Arroway will keep making it this way. But I do have my reservations about his statement that coffee is the source of life. You must know, I'm sure, that not everyone loves coffee for its taste, but for its ability to impart wakefulness. Where I work, there is much that many cannot control in their lives already. At least leave them their opinion on coffee. Welcome to Café Lucerne. Here we have the most bitter coffees and the sweetest cakes, with guests astute and absurd. Tell me about the sweet stuff. Every bite is as sweet as a Melusine's smile. Ooh. Ile flottante. Conche Madeleine. Tell me about the bitter. Every customer has different tastes in coffee, and I shall satisfy them as I am able. But if someone were to order a coffee without a trace of bitterness, well, then my abilities would be quite limited. In such circumstances, I would ask them to go to the Palais Mammonia or Salon Carita and speak to the first lady or gentleman they meet. Thanks, but I'll pass. Yeah. You seem like a sensible person. But for me, sensibility and sobriety are different concepts. I always welcome customers who are sensible and wish them a happy and sweet day. This guy's weird. About the astute and the absurd. As you see, ours is a cafe and not a tavern. There are some gentlemen here who will speak of all manner of things while resting, and I find myself wishing that they said them with the excuse of being drunk. I fear that what people say when sober might be even more absurd than the babblings of drunkards. Oh, esteemed Iodex, the life of a small person truly is difficult. Are you alright? Thank you, kind soul. Would you be willing to hear Melusine's troubles? Perhaps I'm at fault for having been too enthusiastic about integrating into human life, but I've gradually found that there are a lot of difficult things to adapt to. Humans use such large things in their daily lives. Take clothes, for example. Sure, we can just buy a shirt and use it as a dress too, but we still need to get the cuffs tailored. And if we want to rent an apartment, we can only buy children's furniture. And even then, I have to step on a stool to reach the windows. If only I had a body like Sigewin's, or maybe I should just go underwater. Don't do anything rash, alright? Huh? Oh, don't misunderstand. There's no need to worry in any case. We Melusines are excellent in the water. When I say underwater, I'm referring to the place where Sigewin works. She's a companion of ours, but she looks more like a human. She welcomes friends from the Marechaussee Phantom to drink tea with her in her infirmary, but she's against us working there for a long time, unless we want to switch to more of a medical bent. Work of a more medical bent. That's because many of those underwater have been sent there by the Marechaussee Phantom, so they probably wouldn't want to see uniformed Melusines. Is it too late for me to change jobs? It's never too late to start. Oh, spoken just like Monsieur Neuvillette. It's just that with my hands and eyes, there's a lot of human work that I can't do. In terms of ability, I'm more suited to the work of the Marechaussee Phantom. Oh, it's probably not Marechaussee, it's probably Marechaussee. Yeah, Marechaussee Phantom. Everyone has their own strengths to utilize and duties to perform. I guess that is probably the order in life. Would you like to see some fresh fruit? It's me, I'm a fresh fruit. And you are... Hello there, I'm the owner of this stall. My apologies for disturbing you with my hollering. Please understand, and don't mind me if a few extras make it into your bag should you make a purchase. Really? Yes, this batch of fruits just arrived this morning from Mondstadt. They are really sweet. Feel free to try some. If it's delicious, please come again. About the fruits and vegetables. We produce lots of fruit locally, but with our advanced water... Hi Zach, how are you? Water routes, we can import many fruits from outside as well. They'll just cost a little extra. But don't you fret. I, Eugenie, will commit no fraudulent act. Every fruit you buy is 100% delicious. Not a single bad apple amongst them. The hearth in your home has been burning brightly lately, I see. And the balances in yours have been working hard, haven't they? My hearth is strong, and the firewood sufficient. As for the balances, I don't need them. It's not like I'll miss those 1 or 2 pieces of vegetables at the market anyway. You'd best be careful. If the flames leap onto the Opera House carpet, they'll put your hearth out while fighting the fires. Ooh, very scary. But can you guarantee that the Opera House would survive said flames? Nah, the fire in my house won't reach the Opera House. It's way too far away. So, have those flames been staying put? Why don't you guess? I'm not doing that. Just tell me. I bet they're behaving themselves indeed. Where can they go, anyway? What are they talking about? Huh? The tastiest food in the world. Get it here. Come, dear friend. Would you like some? Do you have a menu? Over here, dear. Take your time reading it. Tell me what you'd like, whenever you'd like. Garlic baguette! They have a baguette in the game! Fontaine onion soup. Fish and chips! They've definitely incorporated some British influences into this. Pâté de fruits. Could I have your name? Friend, they call me the face of street food. If I were to be given some high-flown title like some great figure, they would call me Fish and Chips Louis. Simple and elegant, though. Do you have recommendations? Ah, you've come to the right man, friend. We make the best fish and chips in the world here. Fish and chips for breakfast to energize you in the morning. Fish and chips for tea, beloved by all the children. And do I need to mention fish and chips for a walk through town? Their crispness and fragrance are praised by the special security and surveillance patrol captain and seagulls alike. Why, I cannot imagine what would become of Fontaine if fish and chips did not exist. Is it really that delicious? Dear, let me pack this up for you. You'll know it once you take a bite. Hello, is there anything I can do for you? Feeling good? Uh-huh, why not? Whatever happens, happens. I don't need to worry about something that hasn't even happened yet. Don't you think so? It sounds like a deep philosophy of life, right? Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a new member of the guards. Call me Charlene. And if you can't remember the name, just go with hey, you, or newbie, or whatever. Pleased to be at your service. I probably shouldn't use all those names. Huh? Is that a problem? I mean, the important thing is the incident details, not my title, right? Besides, the less people know our names, the better. A guards member's name only ever gets published in the Steambird when something goes wrong anyway.
This is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
You sound sleepy.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Diver?
Hello.
I hardly know.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
What a talented family.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What? Zach.
Hmm? What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
No, no one says muff diver anymore. It's alright, you go ahead. We're standing right there, we could hear it.
Okay, I see.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We were just discussing a little housework. Sorry for the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Yeah, it was. Definitely that is a term here for sure that people know. What was? Is it supposed to be raining?
Looks like rain.
Oh.
Oh, you're right. But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago?
It's still clear and sunny. What do you mean?
Fontaine's weather sure is weird.
I don't
I'm
see
afraid
shit.
that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
Is it?
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain.
It's Clear and sunny. What do you mean?
When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
Another one of the elemental dragons after that.
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Doesn't seem to be of any use.
She sounded
It is
so
just a
disappointed.
legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
She said,
sorry.
fucking
It might
skill
be because
issue.
we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers.
She sasses him so much. After some time, the rain stops. It never started.
It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Araneus. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Sounds good. You go ahead, Linny.
Oh, are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel
You're in a
nervous
hurry, but we were
delivering the
standing here for
materials for
ages.
the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there? I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
Saval? Crossover?
Oh, don't worry, we're on the case.
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks.
Aww.
I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Oh, no need. This will be a walk in the park for us.
Thanks again, you two. I really can't deal with that lady.
Hello? Is there anyone here?
I'm
Oh,
surprised
hello
you don't
there.
like him.
New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh, no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now.
Do we need to pay?
No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be using them for, I even offered them a discount. But they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run.
Yeah, you do. Stop giving people discounts.
It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Unless it's me. Give me a discount.
So, is Linny actually loaded?
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey!
Yeah,
Is this
so.
machine what you use to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology. And wasting is a kind of crime.
Oh.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you. But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's produced from trials.
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
That French pronunciation was...
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the Oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But
That person knows French,
still
that voice
doesn't get
actor.
it.
They must do.
How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a stable power source for these machines?
The gods rely on belief to obtain power. That's true.
Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides Indemnitium, we have another type of energy called Pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and delivered the materials. Maybe now's a good time to leave?
Don't leave her with these people. Sounds like a usual case of someone owing somebody else money.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments, why don't you settle your own debts first?
What?
If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
What? What is happening?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want to stay in Snezhnaya?
We sure seem to have run into a lot of friends today.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far. Right, Traveler?
I don't mind a little excitement every now and then.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine.
Paimon's like, hello.
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients.
This is going to be against
You're
the law.
The ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
Go ahead, they're all yours.
I'm unsure this won't take long.
Oh, we got a child. Oh, out.
You can run, but you can't hide.
This is so strange.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Da, da, yeah, yeah. Ha, da.
Oh, what's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank?
What is happening in this quest?
Don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it? Huh?
His vision turned sideways. What was that animation?
That was weird.
What the fuck was that animation? What is happening in this quest? I am so, like... What just happened?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydropowers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Wait, what's his normal attack animation?
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need it.
You better not use your delusion too often.
So what are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for Northland Bank.
I like how we're being so friendly with him and he's a Fatui Harbinger.
I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But
Child
recently,
depression arc?
there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
It's because he's part Ed Sheeran.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
Oh god. He throws his bow, that's interesting. So about this power.
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through, and she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
What the fuck?
She never explained that, but my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves? Huh. Seems a little twisted to Paimon.
I don't understand why we're being so friendly with him when previously every time we see him, we're like sus of him. We're like, oh, what are you doing? More Fatui business. And he's the one who's actively trying to be friendly with us. And we're like, mate, fuck off. We're sus of you. Why are we being so friendly with him right now? The power inside you is connected to your incident in the abyss.
So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
And no, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, in Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice but to stand trial.
Damn.
And the worst-case scenario is that you're simply killed in the duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before. Clorinde.
Sounds when we met the Hydro Archon.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
Zach, I have no idea that reference. What?
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon.
Okay, we can't judge depressed people by how they present on the surface.
For now, we might as well walk around and see the city before Linny's performance.
Under Paimon's enthusiastic leadership, you walk all around the court of Fontaine.
Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along!
Hey, don't blurt it out, Paimon.
Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all. Whew. Paimon never saw that twist coming. The murder mystery novels here are amazing!
Never thought I'd see the day when Paimon would enjoy reading.
The whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
You already spoiled who the murderer is.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Linny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going. Linny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus!
Hello. Welcome, welcome. Our store offers the most extensive selection of precious gems in the entire court of Fontaine. Oops. Anything here catch your eye? About the latest ornaments on sale. That's got to be the wings of oscillation. They are modelled after the slim wings of crystal flies. The metallurgical process used to make them is quite unique, and they are encrusted with dazzling gems. They say that even the gentlest breeze will cause them to flap like real crystal fly wings. To say that the wings of oscillation have taken high-class society by storm would be an understatement. But though everyone loves chasing fads, I'd say that ornaments should be chosen according to their ability to bring out our unique characters. Light and shadow weave a tapestry as dreams and reality merge and collide. Can you see through it and find the truth hidden by the magic? Tonight, the most dazzling twin stars of the court of Fontaine shall reveal the secret. Things could go really bad at this rate. Does not one person care? Care about what? Our water pollution problem. The crisis is so obvious, like dropping ink into clear water, but everyone just ignores it. Do only we of the Salon Carita care about this in all the land? Apparently so. I like the little fountain. Oh!
Cannot just rely on the ocean's self-cleaning ability.
I didn't mean to do that, but that's kind of funny. Ever since my neighbor to the east started taking care of that gentleman dog, it's either the man shouting or the dog barking every single night. Or both together. I see. Seems you've been through quite a bit. That's not even the important part. The point is that my neighbor to the west one day sued the dog, and the master wound up having to pay a large amount of mora. Well, that sounds like problem solved, right? If only it were that simple. Later, the dog's master fired right back, claiming that the dog's right to bark had to be upheld. Barking rights? Well, would you listen to that? Sounds like newsworthy material if I've ever heard it. Sir, actually, I'm in charge of writing on real estate. Real estate? Real estate. Ah, how about this topic then? There's a large tree in our district that happens to be at the intersection between 4 houses. The 4 houses joined hands to sue this tree that blocked their sunlight in court. The judge ruled that they could cut the sections of the tree that were within the bounds of their houses. I mean, I never. Have you ever seen a case like this? Why, I wouldn't be surprised if the situation proves fatal. For the tree, anyway. Uh-huh, I suppose. What the fuck? To further the study of the law in Fontaine and improve the administration of justice therein, in accordance with the suggestion of some members, this salon will organize the 36th Symposium. All members are invited to participate. The topic of the 36th Symposium will be the current state of budget overruns of the Maison Gardiennage and its connection to the provision of public safety in the court of Fontaine. The sense of crisis people have at the Palais Mammonia is just hard to assess. Oh my god, I can't speak. They do seem quite busy. And there's the rub. We should ask ourselves this honestly. If we did work at normal efficiency and with the usual workload at Maison Gestion, how much would we be able to do? I never thought about any of this when I was with the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. Only when I grew older and transferred to the Maison Gestion did I have more and more questions. Oh my god. Tell me about the patrol. The patrol's membership is highly streamlined, picking only the best of the best, regardless of any member's past. Even if they are the children of criminals and thus of ill repute, they can join the patrol so long as they have the ability. This sounds funny, but the patrol is the least mechanized section of the guards. If you ask the present captain, Chevreuse, about that, she'd say, Gardamex will only block our bullets. Extra, extra! The much-awaited Great Magician's Night of Fantasy will soon be held at the Opera Epiclese. The great magician Linny himself will take the stage and bring forth miracles on the border of truth and trickery once more. Lady Farina, Monsieur Niviette, and many other notables shall grace this most grand occasion with their presence. Beep boop, would you like to know more? Subscribe to the Steambird today! You guys liked my voice. Huh? Were you talking to me? Sorry, I didn't see you there. Are you here to accept the commission regarding Tales of Humanity? Beep boop. Tell me about Tales of Humanity. One of the primary reasons we had for establishing our newspaper was to ensure that information flows and that everyone can understand what's happening around them. Slowly, we moved to not only attempting to let readers know, but to also let them express themselves. Thus, Tales of Humanity was born. Everyone can write into this column, and similarly, everyone can read it. I like her hair. As for the result, well, you've seen it, haven't you? Our prints are practically drowning in all manner of content. But that's not a bad thing. In my experience, listeners also need some light reading to go with their explosive news. Additionally, being able to help our readers does our reputation good. In other words, we'll be troubling you somewhat further. Fret not, you will find our payment quite suitable. Could you tell me about Charlotte? Sure, she's one of our journalists. Is she in trouble again? Again? Not really. Well, that's good. She is a live correspondent, and they tend to put themselves in the line of fire. I almost thought that someone had come to make a threat again. Ah, don't worry, we have our ways of dealing with such matters. After all, we'd have gone bust a long time ago if we couldn't handle ourselves in a little tussle or two. She's the chief editor and she's just standing outside? Ooh. Pretty. Is something the matter? In a bad mood, perhaps? Thanks for asking. I was just here for a quick meal, not to have a waiter look down his nose at me for picking the wrong wine to go with my food. I mean, aren't both Chardon and Corté white wines? Why do people have to make such a hue and cry about something as simple as a meal? The most infuriating thing is that when I tried to resolve the situation by following his recommendation, Not only was the price cheaper, but the flavour really was better than the one I picked originally. I mean, I should have thanked him, but his attitude really was... Darn it. Classic wine racist. What are you thinking about? Why are our legal systems and court processes the way they are? I've been to other nations, and upon learning their laws, I've come to find our theatrical trials less and less bearable. Such drama denigrates the law and affects the development of art. What in the world are the higher-ups thinking? Fun, innit? All this shit is so cool. Like, look at this. Oops, game. Welcome. The weather's rather fine today, isn't it? Is there anything I can help you with? Hello there. Welcome, welcome. This is Hotel de Bois, a stage for fine food and fine art both. May you enjoy delicious food and exciting performances both here today. Tell me about the performances. If I had to recommend something, it would be the magic show by the great magician Linny and Lynette. Their magic is truly a thing of surpassing beauty, and they also have many unexpected ideas. That said, their performance times are as unpredictable as their magic tricks. You would be very fortunate to meet them indeed. I guess I'm very fortunate. Greetings, dear customer. Can I help you? Any recommendations? You can try some fontaine foie gras. I always forget how to pronounce that. Alongside this red wine blend of sassica and onella, produced on Eriniers. This wine is naturally sweet and carries a slightly sour note, while its fruity flavours stand out to balance out the foie gras. Thank you. Stand out to balance out the fatty flavour, rounding it out and making it even more elegant. Finally, allow its silky finish to fill your senses with the fragrance of roasted figs and sweet flowers as a parting gift. Those revelers who raise their champagnes and toast can never appreciate such beauty. Okay, the French made things weird for no reason. Yeah, that's fair. You don't seem too pleased. You're quite sharp. Though those who come and go here at Hôtel de Bois are well known in society, not every well-dressed gentleman or lady is as elegant in their tastes as their appearance might indicate. What's the oldest and most expensive wine in your store? Well, we'll have one of those. How often have I heard those words? Only that... Venetian? Venetian can smile as he faces down such louts. My suggestion would have been, please raise your aesthetic levels before you enter these grounds. Here's the bus. Fine art and good food. Ah, what a wonderful life. Hello there. It is a pleasure to have met you on this fine day, dear guest. My name is Venetian, and I am the owner of this establishment. If you have any comments or suggestions regarding the menu or performances, please do speak your mind. I will do my best to provide you with more comprehensive services. Tell me about art. As you know, we often invite artists to perform here at our restaurant. The most popular of these are the magical performers Mr. Linny and Ms. Lynette. Art is the key ingredient in fine dining. This is something that I believe in most strongly, and I hope that the cultural atmosphere here shall spread far and wide. Impressive. Thank you so much for your appreciation, dear guest. If you don't mind, please accept this sweet treat as a personal thank you gift. Enjoy your meal. If I'm to be honest, you're a lot sturdier than I imagined. What does that mean? Assess as you wish. I don't care. Your rationality is most admirable too. It is something I lack. But I can't help but worry about you. It must be hard being unable to speak to those around you. I do not wish for their understanding. This is the price of keeping a secret. Also, are you done beating around the bush? Let's get to the meat of the matter. I'm busy. Heyo. The meat of the matter? Have you found anything else lately? You want it all? Well, of course I'd like to see them too. I mean, I trust your decision-making, right? How did this become my decision? The key is your view. What do you say? What should I say? What does that even mean? Should I redo my storage plan for the tableware again? What about the tableware? Well, I'm currently considering how to arrange the various utensils we use here at the hotel. I used to place them in a rack close to the outside, which would make them easy to take and use. But Lynette once knocked them over when she was invited to perform here, causing them to clatter to the ground, shattering on impact. Fortunately, Lynette wasn't hurt. Everyone would surely have been grieved if her beautiful face was injured by mistake. Gay? I happen to agree with you. I know, right? Back then, Lynette didn't blame us for not taking care of the tableware better. She even apologized, saying that this sort of thing always happens to her. Maybe she only said that so we wouldn't feel too awkward about things. I mean, she seems rather cold, but she's actually super modest and polite. Eh? There's another one of you. Ah, you must have met my elder sister downstairs, huh? We're twins, and most people can't tell us apart by appearance. We sound very different though, so we get exposed the moment we open our mouths. My sister speaks slow, but she's a careful sort. If you need help on the first floor of the restaurant, just leave it to her. Welcome, welcome to this fair ocean of words. And you are? You can call me the temporary owner of this little establishment. I say temporary, for it is my dream to join the Steambird. I work hard every day, honing my scripts and accumulating rhetoric to constantly improve my understanding of the art of language. One day I'll report all I've seen, and my astounding literary skills will spill across the headlines. Alright. Why aren't there any new detective novels? Detective novels? The Great Detective Herlock, The Case Files of Miss Orith. Many of these famed tales of detectives and deductions come from Fontaine. Even if you haven't read them, surely you've heard their names. I've never refused to read a single one of these suspenseful tomes, and yet their serialization speed can never match my reading, so I always have to wait a long time between releases. Yet you're just reading too fast, bitch. Yay! Ah, such fine weather. You think so too, don't you? What are you doing? I'm patrolling and enjoying the weather as I do. Whether rain or shine, it's a good day for a melazine. Hello, how may I help you? Where are we? This is the Palais Mermonia. This is where all official affairs are handled and public services are rendered. Of course, this is also the abode of Lady Farina, the Hydro Archon. Meetings with her are by appointment only, so please follow the rules and refrain from intruding. There will be consequences otherwise. Can I look around the public area? Technically this is an office area, but it is frequented every day by a lot of people who do not work here. We don't chase away visitors who abide by the rules. As long as you speak softly and do not disturb our staff, you will be fine.